Alright, we are talking Red Bull, but this is not a spicy kitten take. Although I do suppose Perez is on that is on that edit. But he hasn't said anything particularly spicy here, albeit he is the tame kitten in that edit. I digress. Perez has said that the Red Bull team needs to keep their heads down and keep pushing, and that is the right thing to be saying. I cannot dispute him on that. I can't call him out on that. That's the right thing to say. Perez seems to have his eye on the ball. And I should mention Perez talks correct. You see, this is something that Verstappen actually needs to learn from his teammate direct. Here I'm going to quote Perez: "I really trust our people back in Milton Keynes. Everyone here at the track is working flat out, and we've got to remember that this is a very long season." Perfect. This guy's been media trained perfectly. Now he's made the factory know that he is relying on them and that they are valued to him. Just like that, very easily. We've been so unlucky these first few races. Oh, he's blaming it on luck. It's not the team's fault. It's no one's fault at the factory. We're just unlucky. That's exactly how you gotta handle it. That is exactly, and you see he's doing some firefighting here for Max. It was a shame that we lost Max in Melbourne for the team, especially with Ferrari's Carlos out. This was a good opportunity to close up the gap to Ferrari. But yeah, it's a very long season and a lot of work ahead of us. That's quotes as well. So Perez is doing a whole lot of firefighting here for Red Bull, whether Red Bull know it or not. Alright, whether Red Bull know it or not, he's doing a whole lot of firefighting for them, and he's actually giving them direction as to how to run their season. Because Perez here, he says that qualifying focus ruined the race pace. So this is one of my theories as to what Red Bull are doing, and that they're running the car so on the edge for qualifying in order to find any sort of advantage over the one lap pace. And yeah, they're running the car too far on edge, and it's hampering their actual race pace. That's what he's saying. So does the Red Bull have more speed in it for race pace if they so choose to set themselves up that way? Or do they have to focus so heavily on qualifying because, you know, there's some issues in the car that will be showing up over the season? Anyone's guess. That is anyone's guess. Perez is, however, convinced that they have a good car. I agree with that. Red Bull do indeed have a very good car. And if they do indeed sort out their reliability issues going into this weekend, then yeah, the championship is on. The championship is indeed going to be on. But that's all very big ifs and maybes. Alright, that's all very, very big ifs and maybes. I just want to give Perez credit here because he seems to have his eye on the ball, and he seems to remember his training, all the necessary training in order to keep all personnel within the building happy. He remembers that, and Perez probably has a greater appreciation for exactly the type of work that's being done at Milton Keynes and just in Red Bull in general. Because he's come from bad teams. I mean, he was at Sauber for forever after a stint with McLaren, which just ended acrimoniously. I do think Perez wasn't given a chance at McLaren. I mean, Button was very chatty that season. Very chatty. Now, of course, there was one instance. I'll give Perez one boo-boo from that season where he did race Button a little too hard. I'll give him that. I think it happened at Spa. Mind you, I don't even remember which season Perez was at McLaren. I do know he was there though. Anyway, it was right after Hamilton went to Mercedes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point being made is that Perez, he's been in bad teams, so he appreciates that he's on a good team now, and just because things are going a little pear-shaped in a very good team, doesn't mean that the team is now shit. And that's correct from Perez. So I can't put the spicy kitten tag onto this one. This is not a spicy kitten tag. Perez, he's being the adult in the room. Can you believe that? Perez being the adult in the room. Well, It's expected, isn't it? I mean, you can't trust Horner to be the adult in the room. And Marco, he's the grandpa in the room, quite literally. He's too old to give a shit about what offensive things come out of his mouth now. So he just talks the real, and that's his function. And Perez over here, he's just, as I've mentioned already, he's putting out fires that Verstappen has started, and he's doing a very good job of them. I mean, of putting out the fires specifically. He's doing a very good job of that. All right, if Red Bull do get their issues sorted out this season, then Perez is going to get the credit for that. He is going to get the credit for that, not Verstappen. It won't be Verstappen. Verstappen, I mean, if it was just him talking exclusively and there were no other parties involved, well, I don't think any of the Red Bulls would be finishing any race. Any race. Why would anyone even bother to, like, build the car properly? Like, yeah, it looks proper. Send it out on track. It'll run for a few laps and then... But Perez over here, he's doing the right thing. He's rallying the team. He's letting them know that it's just bad luck. You know, y'all are still the masters that you were last season when you produced those quite ridiculous bulletproof engines, right? Y'all are still the masters from that season. That's what Perez is saying. All you guys back there at Milton Keynes, don't worry. Y'all are still those genius people last season that got Max within touching distance of a world championship, no matter how crooked it might have been. And that's everything that they need to hear. I really trust our people back in Milton Keynes. That's everything. That is everything. Those words right there from Perez, that's worth 50 mil. That's worth 50 mil a year. Forget about Verstappen having his mega contract and stuff. That contract, you have to produce all these intangibles in order to justify that contract. And Perez is producing those intangibles. All right. Peace.
Hell breezy. Let me show you how to keep the dice rolling when you're doing that thing over there, homie. Hey, let's go! Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause you know I gotta win every day. Go! See, really wanna pop me. Go! Just know that you will never flop me. And I know that I gotta be a little cocky. No! You ain't never gonna stop me. Every time I come a nigga gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta shut it. Any little thing a nigga think that he be doing, cause it doesn't matter, cause I'm gonna dead it. Then I'm gonna murder everything and anything about it. Boom, about a bing. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clearer to a couple niggas that I always win, and then I gotta get it again and again and again. And I be doing it to death, and now I move a little foul. Nigga better call a rap, and everybody know my style. Niggas know that I'm the best when it comes to doing this, and I be banging on my chest, and I bang in the east, and I banging in the west, and I come to give you more, and I will never give you less. You will hear it in the street, and you can read it in the press. Do you really wanna know what's next? Let's go. See the way we on it, and we all up in the race, and you know we gotta go now try to keep up with the pace. If we struggling and hustling and set it and get it.